NAD is one of these kind of big breakthroughs in the field of aging. And it's basically a natural molecule that's found in every single cell of your body. And it performs some really, really important biological functions. And the two that it's most well known for are, firstly, energy production. So if you remember back to biology, looking at the production of ATP for your muscles and the Krebs cycle and things like that, NAD is absolutely critical for those reactions to happen. So if you didn't have NAD in your cells couldn't generate energy. You would literally be dead in 30 seconds. So it's very important. The other side, which is where it kind of links a little bit more to longevity, is that NAD acts as like a sensor in the cell. And it basically acts as a signal to switch things on and off. And the things that it's really involved in switching on and off are mechanisms to do with cellular maintenance and cellular repair. So to basically keep the cell in good health and fully functioning. And the issue that has been found is that when we're young, we have really high levels of NAD, but as we go throughout our life, it just goes down, down, down until you're elderly and you really don't have very much NAD left in your cells at all. And given the important roles that NAD does, this is kind of a big issue not to have enough NAD, because it means, first of all, your energy just drops through the floor. And secondly, your cells aren't getting those vital maintenance and repair processes switched on. So they become damaged, the damage accumulates, and ultimately this manifests as the sort of signs and symptoms that we associate with aging.
And is NAD related to niacinamide? Is that the same thing?
So niacinamide is what we would call a precursor to NAD. So NAD is actually quite a large molecule. So it tends to have to be made within the cells where it's needed. So the way the cells do this is they kind of ship in the sort of building blocks. Niacinamide is one of them. And then they assemble it into the larger NAD molecule in the cell.
NAD can help us with longevity and aging, but also can help us with energy in the short term as well?
Yes, absolutely. So you find in a lot of like metabolic diseases, things that are associated with lack of energy, they actually have chronically low NAD levels. So it's not just older people that tend to have low NAD. It's also, people with metabolic diseases like diabetes, obesity, things like that. And you find that their NAD levels are, when you measure them, it looks like at a cellular age that they have the levels of older people.
Yeah.
And this really messes with their energy.
I have taken NAD before. And what I had in the short term, I had an extraordinary boost of energy that evening and I felt amazing. And then the next day I didn't feel that great. And I wonder why. I've got a feeling I know what you're going to tell me. I reckon you're going to say, it's probably because you need it. But let's see what you think. That I definitely didn't feel great after taking NAD. A supplement called True Niagen?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So a lot of supplements that are out there to boost NAD, there's a few different forms. The first is that some supplements contain what they say is pure NAD, and just don't buy them. And this is because it just gets broken down. It struggles with bioavailability to pass into the cells. So they simply don't work as advertised. The second lot of supplements are precursor supplements. So that's exactly what we've just discussed with nicotinamide.
Yeah.
These are the raw materials that the body uses to make NAD. And the main ones you'll come across are nicotinamide, as we've already spoken about, nicotinamide riboside, known as NR, and that's what's in the product you just mentioned, and also NMN, or nicotinamide mononucleotide, which is also a really popular one that people will probably come across if they search for NAD boosters.